Hello and welcome to today's installment of Window to the Soul. We have a very special guest today. She's a good friend of mine. We've known each other for a little bit now. She is the only person I know that can get drunk off of half a beer, and she's one of the biggest stoners I know. Sophia, how are you?
That was an introduction for sure. Some of that's true. Some.
Few parts.
Yeah, the important ones.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So, to get started, I want to know a little bit about what your life was like before I met you, because that's just, all the gray area. So,
yeah, so I met you when I was a sophomore in college.
that was what?
A year and a half
ago?
Well, I'm going to be a senior in the fall, so roughly.
Mm-hmm. Way too
Yes.
long.
Well, okay.
Jokes.
Yes. Before that, well, I lived in Pennsylvania.
Oh, boy.
Exactly.
Where my dad was born and raised, I believe.
Really?
Yeah.
Huh.
I don't remember exactly where, but I think he was near, I don't know.
That's fine.
I just remember we used to have a lot of like family reunions where we would go up to Pennsylvania for like Thanksgiving or something.
So what is Pennsylvania to you? Because mine's probably quite different.
It probably is. Living there and all, yeah, versus me visiting. Pennsylvania to me is like a lot of people with like no teeth and like sugar in the mac and cheese,
I don't know where you went, but that's
Yeah, me neither.
that's not how I imagine
Right.
where I'm from. It's, northern people just kind of it's
Bunch
hard
of Eagles
to
fans, probably.
basically yes, Eagles, Phillies, but there are some like Yankees fans.
Okay.
So like when I
Pretty
was
close to New
younger,
York.
yeah, when I was younger, people would think they were like so cool for liking Yankees instead of Phillies for some reason.
Yeah.
Even though like my dad was born in New York, so he likes the New York teams, and I'm like,
That checks out.
yeah.
So are you you grew up, was that like on the Philadelphia side or
Yes,
like the
yes, it
Pittsburgh
was.
side?
No.
I'm sorry, Schittsburg side.
Yeah, Schittsburg was 6 hours away from me.
That's the best place for it to
Pennsylvania
be.
is
If not
a
more.
huge ass state. Like
It really is.
you look at it and you're like, oh, it's a rectangle, but it's a really big rectangle.
Yeah, it's like just a big block. Like they just
Yeah.
cut a big rectangle
Yeah.
out of the country,
It's
and they're like, here, Pennsylvania. How did they
and
name
that's
it?
where
Do you
I
know?
live. I actually know this. At least,
do you?
At least part of it. I think William Penn found it. I don't know about founding it, but he was there. He was important, and so the Penn part
Okay.
kind of went over to the Pennsylvania part.
And then that came from Transylvania, because
Well, yeah.
there's so many vampires up there.
So
right?
many.
Little ghoul hands and all.
You know what? You can't see my hands, but my hands are normal. But for the past few weeks, Carter just goes around saying ghoul hands.
It's because someone told me a quote about me saying you had ghoul hands. And when they told me that, it was like months after it had happened.
Well,
and
of
I have no
course.
recollection of ever saying that.
Nobody ever knows the full story of a quote.
No,
'Cause-
that's the point.
Yeah, both you. I think I got it from you actually. You wrote quotes down from our friends,
Yeah.
and I'm like, I gotta get on that.
Yeah.
So I have a lot of quotes from yours, including
Yeah.
some of my favorites.
Maybe we have to read each other's quotes.
I think that has to happen. Yes,
I've got some good ones from you.
I have a lot of good ones from you. Oh, Pennsylvania. Growing up.
Transylvania.
Yes. Well, it was a very, very small town, so similar to where we are now.
Yes.
So everybody knows everybody. There's like a little town. It was pretty basic. It's very liberal
Okay.
downtown. So there were a lot of pride flags and just, it was a liberal town, which I didn't mind because I'm not huge into politics.
Yeah. Me neither.
Yeah. So it's not really worth bringing up, but it was great. People were nice. But because it was so small, I said, I got to get out of here.
Mm-hmm.
Because I was there for 18 years. And so I'm really glad that I'm going to the college I am now because it's a different state.
Yeah. Multiple states away.
Multiple states away. The drive isn't terrible, but I go through a few states.
Is it multiple states away? Kind of. 3?
Yes, it's
What?
3.
Maryland?
Maryland, no, not Delaware.
Delaware's off to the side.
West Virginia.
Do you go through Maryland and West Virginia?
Yes. And going through Maryland and West Virginia takes a half an hour.
Really?
Yes.
Both of them?
Going through to get to the other part, yes, half an hour. I timed it because the drive is like annoying, and I'm like, what else am I gonna do? So I think of weird things like that.
You got a stopwatch?
No,
like
I just look at my phone. Well, now
whistle.
I need that. Oh,
you're like running laps.
Yeah, I need an outfit for that.
Just drive down the road. You're like, got to pull over before. It's like running a sprint.
Oh yeah, I have my stopwatch ready and waiting.
Like a fucking fat football coach. Just
yeah. I feel like that sometimes. You know, gotta be ready.
You gotta every time you do that, you gotta try and do it faster and faster.
I took like 10 minutes off the time once. I wanted to get home just to sleep.
Yeah.
You know, not be driving anymore. Yeah, I'm an avid napper.
I don't understand how you take a nap at all.
My mother.
Okay.
She's also a very she likes to nap, and I didn't until I was 16, 17. So, you know, last year.
You just started last year.
Not last year. And then the rest is history. And I like my naps, but I'm productive, so it works out.
There you go.
Mm-hmm.
Speaking of history, what was high school like? I'm assuming you went to high school in Pennsylvania.
I was not homeschooled. So I have a different experience than you, I'm sure.
Dinged. Got me.
I mean, my cousins were homeschooled.
How are they? Turn out fine? Artists?
Yeah.
Like full time? That's a job?
Yeah.
Do they get paid?
Well, one of them's out of college, so yeah, she gets paid. The other one is in college, and he was a theater kid like I was. Yeah, I was a theater kid in high school.
Theater kid.
Believe it or not, I didn't act.
You didn't act?
I only acted in one play. I was the stage manager, crew people.
I knew that.
What do you mean you knew that?
As soon as you said I didn't act, I was like, I know exactly what she did. She was running around in the dark and black trying to move shit around.
I was dressed in black, and I had this headset on. I felt amazing.
Yeah?
I felt in charge.
Were you like in charge of everything?
Depending on the type of play. So I did middle school plays and high school plays. Middle school plays, I was pretty high up in the totem pole because I was older, and I was one of the only people who wanted to. Were you
doing them in middle school, or were you a high schooler doing middle school plays? I
started when I was in 8th grade, and I started doing. It was either like the elementary school was my first play or middle school, but anyway, I started when I was 8th grade. When I was in 8th grade, and then I didn't stop until senior year. So I have done 10 productions because I usually have about 2 a year, and I was all over the place. So that was like my extracurricular activity because my parents are like, you should probably do something else.
You had to do sport or anything?
I did volleyball and track in middle school.
How was that?
It was great. I loved it. I'm sort of athletic.
Same.
You know, like I can, you know.
We call them semi-athletic.
Yeah.
Yeah. Almost there.
Like we can pull our own, but also I can't do it for hours every day.
We're like the people that can be like, oh yeah, well, we almost went pro, but like knee injury.
That actually, apparently when I was younger, I don't remember this because I was like baby young, like 3, I don't know, babies.
Yeah.
And my gymnastics coach. Oh, I also did gymnastics. My gymnastics coach was like, she could go to the Olympics.
Oh, really? When you were 3?
My mom told me that. I don't know if it's real or not, because, you know, who says that to a 3-year-old?
I mean, I feel like a lot of people would. They'd just be like, oh, yeah. You could go to the Olympics. It seemed
real. Like, I don't
Your mom told you that, though?
Yeah, she did.
So somebody told your mom?
Somebody told my mom, and then my mom told me, and I was, like, old enough to know things. So it seemed like it was true. My mom believed it was true, at least. So I could have been in the Olympics by now. How do you feel about that?
I wish you had been. I wish you had been. I wish we were still friends because I'd be cashing in on that Olympics money.
Well, we wouldn't have met.
Well, we might have.
The only reason why we met is because I had a Tinder experience.
Do you want to talk about that?
I do, actually.
Of course you do.
Because it's a very vital part of our friendship.
I'd say it's the most vital. It's the crucial turning point, the starting point, I guess.
Yes. So let's set the scene. It was November in 2020. I just looked this up because I knew I was going to have to remember it.
Could have fooled me.
Well, yeah, I know. I'm good with dates as well. So it was November, and I had just turned 20 years old. So I was, sitting in my college learning place, and I was eating.
I swear, guys, she does go to college.
I do. I really do.
I swear she wasn't homeschooled.
I haven't been in a few months, so,
to college?
No, I haven't been to college in a few months. It is, in fact, summer.
Just everything's gone out of your brain?
Well, I'm interning at a place.
But like,
I'm using
classes, though?
I'm using the information I learned.
I got you.
Some of it.
We'll get into that later.
Yes.
You're in your learning center.
I'm in my learning center. I'm eating in my learning center.
Eating
with the friends that I have made.
Yeah.
And I had gone through a rough breakup, as we all I'm sure know, and it was long distance. He was a lot older. Anyway, I'm
not sure if I know who you're talking about.
Yes, you do. No, you don't.
I don't think I do.
I don't think I. Yeah, no, this one was before I met you. There have been many. Carter can sometimes not keep track.
I get. I can't. I was.
It's true. I was on Tinder. I had finally convinced myself to, get back out there because I was 20 and feeling great.
How long had you been single?
Few months.
Few months. Hey, that's like the longest.
No. I've been single for 8 months. Anyway.
Let's just go through your whole dating history. Why not just air it all?
That might take a few episodes.
Well, we'll start where we meet.
There's already 4.
We got time.
Anyway. Yes. So November, Tinder. Okay.
Learning center.
And so I got a message from this guy.
Yeah.
And I was like, okay, cool. He skateboards. He doesn't look completely busted. Good start. And then he messages me, and he said, "Hey, I'm like riding around your school right now.
I'm milling about your hood."
He doesn't go there, but he was there anyway. So I'm like, well, fuck it. Why not just go and meet a new person? So I walked to where we were supposed to meet, and he walked past me because I was sitting down waiting for him, and he just kept going. I'm like, is that him? Because he had the skateboard, so I'm like... And then he came back, and then, we got to talking or whatever. And then he brings me outside, and that's where I see Mr. Carter West for the first time.
The one and only.
The one and only.
Your boy, the host.
Your gracious host. And another friend, or 2 other friends. Yeah, 2 other friends. So I'm like, wow, I'm outnumbered.
Yeah.
They must think I'm weird just, talking to some guy I met, like 20 minutes ago.
Yeah.
But I was feeling it.
We were more on the side of like the other guy, the guy that met you.
Yeah.
So we were like, what are you doing? Like, get in there. What
the fuck are you doing? Yeah. I mean, I was feeling adventurous. Yeah. Which
you're getting back out there.
Sometimes can get me into trouble, but that's okay. I'm still here.
Yeah, still breathing.
Still, yep. For now, anyway. Yeah. So we hang out until 2 a.m. You left like.
I had to work.
You had priorities. You had a job. Mm-hmm. Still do.
Yeah.
Which is good.
For now.
For now.
Yeah. Today might have been the straw that broke the camel's back.
Are you serious?
No.
Okay.
I quit my job today. I didn't.
No.
Go ahead. Continue.
I was going to say, we'd have to talk about this in depth if you did that. So we hung out until 2 a.m, went to town, scootered, biked, skateboarded, the whole 9. And then we went our separate ways and got home. And then we FaceTimed until like 5 in the freaking morning.
That same night?
that same night.
My gosh.
And he was worried. He's like, you're going to be one of those girls who like doesn't text me after this. And I'm like, I'm not, because I'm not the type of person to do that. I like to. I'm not. And so we ended up hanging out, being a thing, whatever you want to call it, for 3 weeks.
Yeah.
So during these 3 weeks, a lot of shit happened. I hung out with Carter more. I hung out with Fred and a bunch of other people who I'm still friends with. So
shout out Fred.
Shout out Fred. It's always good to shout out Fred.
Fred like seems to be the only person that gets a consistent shout out.
Well, because he's not here, so we miss him.
Yeah, very true. Very
he's
true.
on our minds.
Yeah.
Yeah.
R.I.P. Fred in the pen. Hope they let him out soon.
Yeah, we gotta go visit him at some point.
Yeah, I mean one at a time.
Well, yeah, of course. We need name tags.
Name tags.
Can't hug him.
We got to look at him through the glass window.
Put our hands up.
Listen to through the phone.
Yeah.
Yeah, all that stuff.
It's a system, but we'll get there. Yeah, and then that ended up not working out. But, a few months later, I was friends with someone else who there's a lot of connections. It's very hard to explain all the connections that happened during this time, but there's just a lot. So I got to know a lot of different people who knew a lot of the same people, and I kind of stuck with a few of them, and we just kind of kept hanging out until the group got smaller.
Well, let's go back.
Yeah, what do you have to say about that?
Let's go back to that November, all that stuff going on. And if I'm correct in assuming, like, by January, we had a pretty big posse. Like, I
came back and I was home until mid-January. So, like, late January, yeah, we were balling.
We had a lot of people.
Oh, yes.
Hanging out regularly on the weekends.
Oh, yes, we did.
Now, I'm not going to name names, although I should.
Should you?
I should.
I was thinking about it.
I won't. But, so we would all, we would just hang out and we would get hammered and just party, right?
Oh, yeah. I was on the floor for a lot of it.
You're a floor dweller when you drink.
I am.
You're a floor dweller and you're a sock snatcher. You try to take people's socks.
We have to talk about how I get drunk at some point.
3 sips.
No. That's
wine. You take
wine.
3 shots of
that's
Coors Light and then you're good.
No. Oh, okay. That happened once.
I hadn't eaten that day.
My tolerance is all over the place because I have medicine that interferes with it. So technically I'm not supposed to drink with it, but I do not care.
But that's just saving money, though.
It is. 1 drink equals 4. Wow. That's why I'm like...
I'm going to get some of that medicine, dog.
It's wonderful. I love it. Anyway. Yeah. That's yeah, I...
You don't have to tell me about whatever medication you're taking.
Well, I don't tell you specifics, but I told you that it has really improved my life.
There you go. That's all you need.
Yeah, and I'm like a much better person, more me than I was in high school before I was taking it. So if it comes with a little bit, of side effects, like,
get drunk faster?
Alcohol. Yes, alcohol.
Alcohol.
Yeah, then I'm okay with it. Because I'm pretty fun when I'm drunk. It depends on what kind of drunk, though.
So what were you talking about when you said how you get drunk?
So there's a lot of different me drunks. There's me where I just kind of lay there on the couch and don't want to talk to anyone. There's one where I'm dancing, because you like to dance when you're drunk.
I can't sit down. I'll fall asleep.
Yeah, you can't sit down. So you're always running around somewhere. But like... So when you dance, your arms are flailing. You're twerking probably
on the wall,
or just everywhere.
Yeah.
And so I can't really dance in the vicinity of you because you're flailing and you're bigger than I am.
Knock you over.
Yeah. So I just kind of go to a corner and I just rock out and do my own thing.
That's why you lay on the ground.
Yeah. Sometimes
you're trying to stay beneath the windmill.
And then the third one is me laying on the ground because I've had more than I definitely should have. And I can't stand. And I'm sure you know one of my favorite quotes that I've ever said.
Oh, yes.
From when I was in one of those times and I was typing on your computer.
Oh, I had a different one in my brain.
Oh, gosh.
Okay, go ahead though.
All right, well this is mine. The one that I thought of. I was somehow I had gotten upstairs. I don't know how.
You went to the
in
bathroom.
My condition. Oh yeah, I went to the
bathroom and then you went missing.
And then I went missing for solid 10, 20 minutes.
It was like 5 maybe.
Probably. It felt like an eternity. So I just like, ooh, Carter's computer's open. Definitely should have done this. Very much invasion of privacy. But all I did was just type.
Yeah.
I think my name, some probably incriminating things about somebody.
Maybe.
I don't remember it, but that's not the part I want to talk about. The part I want to talk about is when my friends, including your girlfriend, came to got me. That's exactly how I was talking at that point. And I said, one of the best things I've ever said is, handrails, that's what drunk people are for.
That's what I thought you were talking about.
Yeah, that's what I was talking about.
Yeah, I got you. I don't know what that had to do with you typing on my computer.
That was the same day.
Oh, it was?
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
I remember that sequence of events. I don't remember much beyond that.
I just remember we were all down here partying.
Well, normally.
And, per usual. And I was like, I don't remember if I was going upstairs for something or what, but somebody was like, where's Sophia? And I looked up the stairs, and all I saw was the top of your head and my computer screen light. And I was like, what the fuck is she doing? And I went up there, and I was like, what are you doing? And there, like, you were in like the YouTube search bar.
I was.
And you just typed out like a whole like paragraph.
Yeah.
Of just nonsense. It was like your name.
It was my name.
It was
I
like a bunch of other
name.
people at the party's name.
Was it really?
And it was like a bunch of other shit like that.
Yeah.
So what I did what any natural person would do, and I shooed you out of my room.
You did.
Took pictures of what you wrote and then erased it.
I forgot. Where are those pictures?
I've probably got them somewhere.
Oh, man.
It would probably take me a while.
I don't want to
them.
see them. We've been on a few tangents.
Yeah, that's how this goes.
Yeah. But now I'm getting stressed that we're not going to talk about the topics that you want to talk about. And
by the way, we have microphone stands if your arm gets too tired holding that.
I'm using my knee.
Oh. Is it actually getting tired?
Yes.
Oh, I'm sorry. That was supposed to be a joke.
Was it really?
Yeah.
Well, I take things literally sometimes. And with you, I never know.
Yeah, I mean, I'm a very sarcastic person, I feel like.
You
are. You can kind of sometimes gauge it, but sometimes you can't.
That's very accurate. Sometimes I know.
When I'm drunk.
Oh, gosh.
I will let shit fly and mean nothing by it. Like
I know, and I'm used to that, but sometimes, or just, I have to be in the right zone.
Yeah.
Frame of mind.
Yeah.
But then I'm just like, oh, it's Carter. He's being himself.
Being Carter. Yeah.
I have nothing else to add to that.
Yeah.
He's just him, and I'm here drinking, having a good time.
Yeah.
So I'm good.
Yeah.
And then I usually get a laugh out of it.
Yeah, there you go. Well, it's always good to have a sense of humor, especially hanging out with me. Cause
I feel like we make each other laugh. But you make everybody laugh. Your laugh makes me laugh.
I never say anything like mean to anyone and like mean it. I don't have the balls.
You are.
Like if I meant to hurt someone's feelings, I would be like,
You can definitely be like bitchy, but in a way that, one, it makes people laugh. Two, if they know you, which usually the people you have over to your house know you. Usually. Although there have been some.
There have been some stragglers.
Yeah, they just kind of end up here.
Yeah.
And then we just kind of stare at them because they're new.
They stare at us.
And they stare at us. And
it's just a feud across the room.
And then we get more beer, and then we're fine.
And then we're all happy.
Yeah. Yeah. Because sometimes when you're drunk, you get very stern with people.
Like, how so?
Like, you raise your voice. And, wow, I'm like, this is weird. You raise your voice, and you say exactly what you're thinking.
Yeah.
And then we all quiet down because the party guy is being serious.
Uh-oh.
And then he says what he needs to say, and then we remember we're at a party, and then we're fine.
Really? Do I kill the vibe that bad?
No. Well, it's happened like twice.
Let the truth out.
No, it's happened like twice.
Tell me what I need to hear.
I'm telling you right now.
Can you give me a specific time? Because I don't know what you're talking about.
Jordan, you slapped him across the face.
Nobody was here for that.
I was. It was at a different apartment, but I was there.
Oh, when he asked me to?
No. Different. I think when he said about...
oh, yeah, he said something about my mom or
and your
sister.
Both of them.
Both of them.
Both of them.
Yeah, I slapped him.
You slapped him, and then everybody was like, oh, but then we all were like, oh, it's Jordan. And then we kept going.
Well, it's like, I feel like I probably justified what he said.
Oh, it was totally justified, but it was definitely when...
I remember he wasn't mad about it. He was like, oh,
well,
yeah.
No, he doesn't get mad about that
I don't even
much.
remember what he said, though.
It was a while
I was
ago.
drunk.
Exactly.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, you are the party for sure.
Yeah.
So that's
and now
why
we live together, so obviously we're fine.
Well, yeah.
Have a podcast together.
Do you really?
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
You never heard of her?
Her?
Yeah. Sorry to inconvenience you.
Oh.
Go check it out, guys, if you haven't, on YouTube, Spotify, Apple Podcasts, and many, many more.
Many, many more. I've actually almost memorized your intro.
Really?
Yeah, it's kind of sad.
You want to do the ad read for this whenever I unlock it?
Yeah.
You just do the ad read?
Sure.
You just do exactly what our ad read is for the other one?
I might, make it more me.
No, that's not allowed.
It better be.
You work for me now.
I work for you. No, I've actually been on YouTube before.
Yeah.
Because my cousin had a YouTube phase, and I was on her channel once, and it was terrible.
Yeah. That's fair. And a
But,
lot of recognition. You get famous.
No. I just laughed so hard that I fell on the floor.
Oh, really?
While she was talking to me. It was very unprofessional.
Okay. Well, I mean, nothing like that's happened so far, so
no,
that can't be that funny.
I've grown up. I've what's the saying? I've come into myself. I think that's a saying.
Okay. I've never heard it, but I believe you.
Yeah.
Grown into your.
Grown into myself.
Grown up.
I've grown up. Bottom line is, I have grown up.
Bottom line is I'm older than I was then.
Yes.
Maybe not bigger, but older.
The doctor said I was supposed to be 5'7". He was a liar.
How tall are you?
5'4". With shoes on.
Close enough. With shoes on? What kind of shoes? Heels?
No, I'm 5'7" with heels. So that's like 3-inch heels.
Okay.
Yeah.
So when you got evaluated as a baby,
yeah,
you were wearing heels.
And
that's what threw him off. Gotcha.
I was wearing heels,
little
makeup, a dress, a wig.
Yeah, wig.
Already ears pierced. Yeah, I looked fabulous.
Are you being serious?
No.
Okay. See, I can't tell. Sometimes I can't read sarcasm. Anyway.
No, I got my ears pierced at 7, like a normal person, or maybe young. I don't know how. When did you get your ears pierced?
Probably 4 years ago, 3 or 4 years ago.
Okay.
Not too long.
Well, you're a guy, so I guess the standards are different.
I mean, I couldn't do it when I was younger. I had to wait till I was 18, or else my dad would have killed me.
Oh.
Once I turned 18, he had no choice, so I was like, ha.
Oh, I know the feeling. When I got my first tattoo, my dad didn't talk to me for 3 days.
3 days?
Because he didn't know what to say, because he doesn't agree with it. But now I have 2, and he can't ever see them because they're in places that you just don't look at usually.
I'm now remembering the tattoo on your shoulder.
Oh yeah, by the way, I wrote a book.
That. Yeah.
I wrote a book.
Sorry, I forgot to mention author in the introduction. Author.
Yeah, you mentioned stoner, which I am absolutely not.
Huh?
I'm the least stoner ever. I was high the other day, but I'm not a stoner.
It was so weird because you were high the other day and I wasn't. And I was like, this is not right. This is just like the Twilight Zone.
It was when we all came over to watch your latest podcast.
Oh, yeah. Wine's World,
which I had a shout out. I was very happy about that.
Wine expert. We'll get to that later.
Yeah, we will. First thing, Jordan was like, hey, he always asks everybody if they want an edible or weed of any kind. Always.
Queed.
And I was like, I don't like to I don't know how to smoke weed.
Yeah.
I have tried. Sorry, Mom, but yes, I have tried.
Sorry, Mom. It's not a podcast without a sorry, Mom.
It really isn't. But, she said fucking send it. So that's
air
what
it
I'm
out.
I tried it once. I didn't inhale correctly.
Yeah.
Because I just...
Most people don't.
I don't vape. I don't smoke usually.
The first time.
So I'm just like, screw this. I'm going to go to eating. So I literally took a knife. I sliced off the littlest bit of this edible. And oh my gosh.
With your fingers, show me how much it was. Because you were rolling.
It was a fifth. It was a fifth of that gummy.
A fifth?
And it was 120. I did the math because I was paranoid.
Yeah.
It was 125 milligrams of gummy, and I sliced off a little bit. I had 33 milligrams of gummy, and I got sick.
That time?
No, before.
Oh, okay.
So I hadn't really tried anything since then because it freaked me out.
Way too much.
Yeah, so it was probably near that though, because 125 divided by 5 is 25.
It's probably pretty close.
Yeah, so that's why I was, laughing
Rolling.
at everything, and It was.
I didn't know what was wrong with you because I hadn't seen you drinking and you were just like acting weird, not weird, but
not like my normal weird.
I was like, what the fuck's up with you? And you're just like, I'm high, and I was like, what? Why?
What? Yeah, that was you're like, what? Like.
Oh, then I got scared because
you like sobered up real
because
quick.
earlier Jordan gave my sister a gummy, and she doesn't smoke.
No.
And he just gave her one, and she just ate it. And I was like, did you
I'm
eat
not
that
like
whole
that.
thing? And she was like, yeah. And I was like, what? So
she
I was
was
like,
also
she was
gone.
loaded.
She was gone.
Glued
Our
to
friend,
that chair.
I saw a text that she sent to her husband.
Yeah.
About, and she said,
I think you showed me this too.
He probably did.
It was so funny.
It was, I'm high, but it was, I'm so fucking high. It was the exact thing. But she misspelled like all of the words.
Yeah.
But you could still understand what she was saying.
Right. It's just
and I'm
high
like,
speak.
aha, it was like me. But
Yeah.
I way less. Yeah, I don't know if this has been mentioned, but I am a small person. And
The small one.
I am the small one.
Yeah.
Trademark.
Little ghoul hands. Also trademarked.
Also
I'm going to copyright that.
You should.
No one else can use it.
You should. Yeah. So yeah, that was my day.
Yeah.
And
How did you what did you feel like after that? Because you guys left pretty early.
we did, because the person I went with, she wasn't drinking because she was a designated driver,
Right.
and I was a handful.
Yeah.
Usually am when that happens, which
Right.
yeah, inconvenienced.
Yeah.
Sorry
As
to
you do.
inconvenience you.
As you do.
So like when I got back and I was like, all right, this is a feeling. It was like, it's very different than drunk. I don't know how to really explain it. It's like you can feel your throat.
You don't have to explain it to me.
Okay. I know you know. It's like I felt my throat.
Yeah.
And I'm like, this is weird. So I try to look at memes because sometimes that relaxes me.
Is this like when you got home?
This is when I got home.
Okay. So you were still high as shit.
Oh
when you
yeah,
got
I
home.
didn't. I wasn't. I woke up a little bit like woozy.
Yeah. That's probably just the edible.
Probably.
Edibles kind of do that. They kind of disorient you.
I don't just do it. I don't do it often. I'd
Yeah.
much rather be like drunk than
Yeah.
high. But that's just me. But I survived.
Gotta dabble in all the things at least once.
You gotta try, just so you know.
Heroin,
You know,
Cocaine.
all the fun stuff. No, I would fall to the ground if that, probably. I want to say that I would completely like be destroyed by like one dose of anything. So it keeps,
what do you mean?
of any
weed?
hard drug.
Oh, if you did a line of cocaine,
I would.
that would be a fucking sight to see.
Exactly.
You could run home like in 10 minutes. You could probably get home faster on your feet
Than in my
than
car.
in your car.
Yeah. I've heard a lot of horror stories from many
Don't
people.
ever do it.
Exactly. So I'm not going to.
The two things in my life I'll only do, well, I shouldn't even say two because
I know of three
there's
that
three.
you've done right now.
There's three and might add a fourth if I
Oh.
can get lucky. But the thing is like I'm never going to do anything like, I don't know what the word for it is. I'm not going to do like coke,
You're going to do
Or, like,
hard drugs.
heroin.
No,
But I don't
because
know.
that's
I would
just
consider
stupid.
like psychedelics hard drugs. But it's not
Yeah.
like it's not like hard for you drugs, you know?
You
like,
can recover easily.
Mushrooms are really good for you. They're
Are
just
they?
like hard to do, you know? Because like you have to be very okay with your brain to do mushrooms and stuff like that.
I feel like I've kept so many things in that if I was face to face with my brain,
it would be good for you.
It
teaches you a lot.
I
It really does.
I'm in the learning center right now, so
Mhm.
I don't need any to be learned.
Right.
To be taught anything else right now.
I'm still in the learning
My
center.
brain is big.
Yeah. Yeah.
Probably the biggest it'll ever be. The most wrinkly.
Oh yeah? It's just all downhill from here? 21, you
Well-
just
Well, no, I'm saying like I won't be learning constantly like I am now. I'm not really learning right
you
now.
will.
Yeah, but not
mean,
at the
you'll learn it-
capacity that I
You'll learn
am.
it like your job and stuff.
Yeah, but not like the 5 classes a week,
Yeah.
you know, twice. or
All
whatever.
the other stuff is just gonna go.
Which makes sense because you don't really use like 85 to
Yeah.
90% of what you learn in school.
I
But
don't
that's
hardly use any of
That's
it.
a whole different conversation.
Yeah.
That could take hours, days.
But anyway, big brain. You wrote a book.
I did. Oh, right. Yes. I always forget. I wrote a book. I wrote a book.
I'm sure you read it too. Have you read your own book?
I have read it while I was editing it, and once it came out, I have not looked at it because it's kind of like it's a weird feeling.
Once you finish it, you're like, I don't want anything
because
to do
if you read it again, you see something you want to change and you can't change it. It's the most infuriating.
That's a good thing to do though. Just like put it on the shelf and leave it. That's
what I've been doing. I just have been selling it. It is on Amazon. It's called Platinums. It's a weird name, but it makes sense once you read the book. My only review for the book is like something along the lines of, I thought this was a book about metal. Because it's called Platinums.
What? Like read something. What?
The cover literally has a freaking Pegasus on it and a city in the clouds.
Metal. That's as metal as it gets.
It's fantasy because that's what I like to read, or when I like to read, which is a sad sentence to say. But yes, when I like to read fantasy books. I didn't like the nonfiction. I just wanted a story that would intrigue me that hasn't happened before.
Yeah.
So I wanted to make my own, and I did. I started at 12. I got a sparkly pink binder full of loose leaf paper.
Oh, nice.
And I sat down at the desk in my old house, or my parents' house, and I stared at the page for about 20 minutes, wondering what the hell am I going to do. And then I just started writing. And
it's like that episode of SpongeBob where he like does all that work and he just wrote the T.
Yeah.
You know that episode?
I do know that episode.
Okay. Good.
And yeah, it was a lot like that. Yeah. It was because I had nothing planned because I was 12 years old. I didn't plan anything.
You wrote this book when you were 12 years old?
Started it.
When did you finish it?
16.
Okay. A little 4-year book?
4-year book, and then a whole other year for the publishing aspect, which was the worst thing in the world. Our publishers were
not good.
Not helpful.
Drop their names, first and last.
I don't. Wait. I still have the emails.
Oh yeah.
I do because they're in a
They're in the junk folder.
I haven't looked at them in a while. It's been a few years. But bottom line is that I published a book. It's on Amazon and Barnes and Noble. It's pretty fun. It's like 200-ish pages. It's a fun read.
Yeah.
I think
I made
it's
it
enjoyable.
Through about 100 of them, and now I don't know where it is.
100 pages?
Yeah.
Really?
I read about half of it. But then I put it down and I lost it. I have no clue where that book's at. I know I have it somewhere.
You should buy another one.
No.
Give me money.
How much money have you made off of it?
People ask me that. Like, that's the first question they ask me. Every single time but so
you don't have to answer if you don't want to.
Well, it's hard to calculate because I've sold
Millions?
some online. I've sold some in person. I've done book signings where I just, they give me money and I give it to them. So I don't really.
You didn't sign mine.
Well, you lost it. So it's your fault. I would have signed it.
Also on Amazon, make sure you buy the paper copy because it's only $5 and like the hard copy is like $40.
There was a sale going on with the paperback.
Oh, when I bought it?
Yeah.
Okay.
I haven't looked at it since. It's been in the back of my mind. It was.
Yeah.
It happened.
Forgot it happened.
That's how I got into college. I just said, "Hey, I wrote a book," and they accepted me.
Really?
I don't know for sure, but that's kind of
probably helped.
I'm sure it helped.
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
So with the millions you made from that book.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, my yacht's right outside.
Well, your yacht's outside. Your yacht's outside, parked on the river.
It is.
All rivers lead to the ocean, and
exactly.
You actually took your yacht recently to California.
I did. It was a lovely ride.
Yeah.
I wore sun hats.
All the way around South America.
I did.
It's too big to fit through the Panama Canal.
Well, yeah. It's
massive. She's got that.
Hey, you know what?
Money.
You know Pennsylvania?
Yeah.
It's the size of that.
Your yacht's the size.
Yacht's the size of Pennsylvania.
It's just a big block out in the... Okay.
Yeah, I'm sure you've seen it.
No.
No? Oh.
Mm-mm.
Well, I did take my yacht somewhere. I took it all the way to Northern California, where Napa Valley resides. It was actually a program with my learning center.
Okay.
And I'm like, well, this is the coolest thing ever. I get to spend, a little bit of money, but then I get to go to California, taste wines, drink all of them, and that was the same thing.
So
learn about it.
Is that why you went, or is that just like, I mean, I assume that's why you went, but like, what was the like class that you went with or like went for?
So I got an email from one of my professors that I had before, and she said, "Hey, there's this opportunity where you could go to Napa Valley and drink wine, learn about wine, go to wineries, all of the wine things." And I told my parents about it, and my dad's a huge wine person.
Yeah.
And that's how I kind of got into, sipping a little bit of wine at dinner.
You're Italian, by the way.
I am,
in case that wasn't clear.
Well, they don't know what I look like.
Well,
do I look Italian?
Look right into that camera there. We've been recording this whole time.
Have we? I'm in sweats.
I'm just joking. I'm joking.
Yeah, I am 30. I don't know. I'm mostly Italian, is what I'll say.
Italian enough.
Italian and German.
To be my only Italian friend.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
My wine expert.
Yes, I am the wine expert. Which honestly, I think is pretty accurate, because when I went to Napa Valley, I tasted over 70 wines. 70 wines in the course of 5 days.
Wow.
4.5 days. And so we went to 2 to 3 wineries a day. Okay. So that is starting at 10 a.m. and not stopping until way after 7 p.m.
How did you make it? Water?
I definitely had some drunk talks with one of the other professors that was there. He's going to be my professor next semester.
Oh,
so,
cool.
At this point, there's nothing.
He knows everything
he
about
knows.
you.
Yeah. But the first wine we went to, I'm just going to say this, because usually you sip the wine, you do the 3 sips, like I told Carter and Jordan. You take 3 sips to really enjoy what you're tasting, because it has a lot of notes in it, if you'd say.
Yeah.
And I had to go through, when I tasted wine, I had to go through like 50 things that I had to think of and taste, and so I could write it down.
Yeah. You got to get all the ins and outs of the wines.
I do. I mean, that's what the class was about. And so the first wine we went to was the oldest winery in California. It's called Buena Vista. And it was very, very pretty, of course. And so we had about 5 different wines. So he gave us glasses. We toasted with the sparkling wine.
Yeah.
Which is usually what you start with. You go from light to dark.
Okay.
Lighter to heavier. And
so dark wine is considered heavier wine? Usually.
There are lighter reds.
Okay.
But there are darker reds. There are lighter lights and darker lights. But
okay.
It's mostly, if it's a red wine, it's a little heavier.
Okay.
Usually.
More bitter, I've found out too.
Yes.
Which is...
It's made differently. What? Oh, the acidity? Is that what you're talking? Yeah, okay. Yes. I've learned a lot of new words, like tannin, acidity. Oh, I knew it.
And see, I know all these words too, because I've got a coworker who's mad into wine. So I was like, teach me all these words so I can be a wino too.
Oh my gosh, you tried it, but
I've got somebody I need to get a leg up on.
Yeah, well, I brought home a few bottles of wine from California and from a very nice winery, and he tasted it and he was like, "Ugh, this is disgusting."
It was pretty bad.
I loved it.
I mean, I'm not gonna say it's bad to anyone who actually knows wine. It's probably delicious.
It was good wine,
but not for me.
You have a different taste in wine. That's fine.
Exactly. There's just some wines I'll try and I'm like, that just hurts going down, you know?
Oh, I've had that feeling.
That wasn't really one of them. It was just like, I wouldn't enjoy to just like sit and drink this for a while, you know?
Yeah. I think during my trip, I tasted so many wines that a lot of it kind of blended together. And I was just like, oh, this is what it's supposed to taste like. This is what I'm tasting.
Yeah.
All the time. And especially at the winery I was talking about. So he gave us wine, and there were no places to pour out the excess wine, and he gave us, enough to really taste it.
Feel it.
So I had a lot of wine, in a very small amount of time because there was no place to dump it out because it was a tour. We went inside, so we can't just dump it out on the floor. We could, but we'd get kicked out.
Get kicked out, yeah, but.
So all of us panicked because this was our first winery. I went with 6-7 other people. And we just kind of panicked and just guzzled the rest of our wine.
Oh, no.
And then put our wine glass out for him to fill it again. And we did this 5 times. Towards the end, the room was spinning. I was sitting down like, oh my gosh, I have to do this again in 20 minutes. And so we did. We drove to the next winery and did it again.
So, like, how do you tell the difference between these wines when you're just getting like one after another? Like, it's got to like leave a taste in your mouth. Or...
Yeah. So that was also our first winery, so I didn't really know how to.
Yeah.
But usually, like, we had a notebook with us so we can write down the name, vintage, where it was from, how much it costs, like all the necessities, and we could write notes on how it tasted, how it smelled. So that's how we differentiated between them.
Okay, that makes sense.
When it got to the end of the day, they all tasted the same. But in the beginning, like the first sip of wine,
misspelled and like just California spelled wrong.
Well, I mean, when I was drinking all that wine, my handwriting wasn't the best.
It went downhill a little bit.
I think, yeah.
You were writing
sure.
like in the lines, not like on top of them.
I really didn't care because I probably wasn't going to look at it anyway.
Yeah.
But I did bring home 3 different wines that were my favorite. One that I showed Carter, there was a small bottle of Zinfandel, which is like a blend basically of reds. And then a Bordeaux blend, which has 5 different blends of wine in it, and it was $85. But because our professor was a member, or we went on the tour, or whatever, it was discounted to $65, so I bought it.
Oh, can't beat that price.
So I bought it. So that is currently sitting on my fridge. And then I was able to blend my own bottle of wine.
That's cool.
So there's 4 different wines, and I blended them together with different percentages. I tried 3 times. I picked my favorite bottle, and then that went home with me.
Nice.
Yeah.
Are you ever going to drink it?
I actually named it after my dog who recently passed away.
Oh, nice.
So I'm going to drink it August 18th on his birthday.
Oh, the whole thing?
The whole thing.
Is it a big bottle?
It's a full-size bottle.
Oh, God.
I'm probably going to, like, hopefully invite somebody to come drink it with me. Or a few people. And then the other one, the tribute, what it was called, I'm going to hopefully drink that when I graduate college.
Okay. So
that's
these
my
are
plan.
Just like you're aging these.
Yes.
Is that what it's called? I don't.
Yeah. Yeah.
Does it like what? Don't they go bad?
They do. It depends on the type of wine.
Yeah.
There's so many variables. It's hard to go over everyone, but they'll be fine for during the time that I'm gonna drink them. So you want to age them a little bit.
Yeah.
But you don't want to go crazy because then it'll taste like vinegar.
Okay.
So you just have to be mindful.
I have a question.
Ask.
What was the most expensive bottle of wine you tried?
That's a great question. It was about $300. It was, I think it was a Zinfandel. It was from 2009.
That word cracks me up.
Zinfandel.
It sounds like a German word, like, "Oh ja, the Zinfandels are here. Load the cannons." It sounds just like so hostile.
I think it's French, because France and wine are big buddies.
Then in that case, it's just a French word from World War II where the Germans come in and they're like, "The Zinfandels." I don't know. I can't do a French accent.
No, it's
Can
difficult.
You?
No,
You can try though. Do it now.
I actually learned French for 7 years, and now I don't remember any of it because I stopped learning it. I stopped being around it.
I wanted you to say something in French.
Pamplemousse.
What does that mean?
Grapefruit. It's my favorite French word.
Oh. I can't think of grapefruits anymore without thinking of that grapefruit video, you know?
What grapefruit
You know the
video?
one. Oh my God.
What grapefruit video?
The grapefruit video?
That's what?
You went to public school, right?
Yes.
I was homeschooled.
Yes.
Just getting this straight. You never seen the grapefruit video?
No, I've seen it.
That one?
I've seen Annoying Orange.
You've never seen that video?
No.
Jesus Christ.
Anyway,
moving on.
I haven't seen everything.
If you'd seen it, you wouldn't forget it.
Okay.
Let's just say that much.
Well, now I regret telling you pamplemousse. Because now you're going to think of whatever the hell that was.
It's, okay, real quick, I'll explain it. It's this lady, and she's telling you, she's giving you like this, like, play-by-play, like, instructional video on how to give your man a blowjob with a grapefruit. And it's just the most vile thing ever because when she's done like preparing the grapefruit, she's like then you put the grapefruit on his dick and then you suck his dick. And then she just
Wait.
just makes this horrible sound.
Wait. So she gives blowjobs with grapefruits?
Yes.
Does that help or do anything, or is it just stupid?
I've never fucking tried it.
I didn't think
What the
so.
fuck do you mean? I just know it's a fucking popular video online. But
well, not popular enough to reach me in old Pennsylvania.
Jesus Christ, man. I can't believe you've never seen the grapefruit video.
I haven't seen Two Girls, One Cup
What
either. Just to put that out there.
You're fucking ruining my brain. You're making me think of all
No,
this shit
you
I don't
did
want
by
to see.
watching it.
You ever seen Mr. Hands?
No.
Of course you haven't.
I don't want to put those images in my brain.
That's fine.
So
Man, I can't get them out. So.
yeah, well, your sister showed me Blue Waffle the other day, and I wanted to punch her.
Oh, wow.
I looked for maybe half a second, and it's still there.
She'll
in
do
my
that.
brain.
She'll do that sometimes. She'll be like, have you seen this? No. Okay, you should see it. And you're like, no. And she's like, yeah, I'm going to show you.
Yeah. So that's I like to shield my
family.
eyes.
My family is a very big believer, and I saw it. Now you have to see it too. You know?
You're not really like that.
Oh, I am. I'm
Are
going to
you?
show you the grapefruit video.
Are you actually?
Yeah. It's worth watching. It's fucking hilarious.
All right.
Yeah, I'm serious. It's a great
Fine.
video. Super nice lady too.
I mean,
she's just trying to help people out there with their bored sexual problems.
yeah. I asked my friend before I performed one. I'm like, hey, how do you do it? And she gave me an entire like paragraph on how you should do that.
Sorry, Sophia's mom.
Yeah, she
knows.
She's not oblivious.
Yeah, you just haven't upright told her.
She doesn't need to know details.
Yeah, well,
but yeah,
I don't know.
But it's funny.
That is definitely not the video you want to learn from. I'll tell you that.
Well,
right now.
that's why I asked my friend who I knew had experience.
Anyway,
I'm smart.
Pamplemousse, grapefruit.
C'est la vie.
You know French.
Je ne sais pas.
What does that mean?
I don't know. It literally means I don't know.
I wasn't gonna ask. Like, I figured it actually meant I don't know, but
I do listen to French music. I should say that though.
That's dumb.
It's not. It's beautiful. It's so good.
I actually do too.
No, you don't.
I have one song that's in
don't.
French. I do.
What is it?
I don't want to tell you.
What are
You're gonna laugh at me.
No.
You're gonna laugh at
Come
me.
on.
It's the song from Ratatouille. I knew you'd laugh at me. You bitch. You told me you wouldn't.
I snickered and you did the rest.
Mm-hmm. It's a good song though.
May I ask why?
Why? It's a good song.
Is it the ween
Yeah. Do you not like Ratatouille?
I love Ratatouille.
Ratatouille is probably my favorite Pixar movie of all time.
It's up there.
You tried a $300 bottle of wine?
I did. It was very good.
Mm.
From 2009.
Was it
I was
good
9.
or was it like it was from 2009?
Yeah, I told you. I just said.
Oh.
I guess you were.
I heard French grapefruit.
Oh.
Also Zinfandel. That was what got me started.
Okay, that's probably why you didn't hear it.
That's where I got derailed.
Yeah, you didn't hear the 2009 part. Yeah, I was 9 in 2009.
I was.
Well, mostly 8, but then I turned 9. You were 10.
10.
You're a year older than me.
Yeah.
Almost to the day, actually.
I knew that. When's your birthday?
Well, I know your birthday's October 7th.
Just air that out for the crowd.
Yeah, his birthday's October 7th.
Everybody wish me a happy birthday.
You should. Because my birthday's not too far after that. Well, it kind of is, but...
Do I have to guess or are
Yeah,
you going to
guess.
tell me? The 10th?
No.
12th?
You were at my birthday party. You were at my 21st birthday. And people were dressed up.
Oh, yeah. And I was sober.
And you...
and I still don't remember it. Because that was one of the moments I blocked out.
That's fair. You were sober and there's a lot of people you didn't know.
Yeah.
But yes, it was...
One person I did know, though. Shout out Andrew.
Oh, yeah. I don't know where he was. Why he was there. I don't know.
He was with a girl that you invited. But it was so crazy because I just walked in and I saw him and I was like, Andrew? And he was like, Carter? And we just never left each other's side the whole night.
I've done that at parties that I don't know.
It's great.
But I came up to you.
Super out of my element.
I came up to you. I'm like, hi. And then that's all I talked to you for.
Yeah.
And then
you were plastered. We talked a lot
it was
more
my
than
21st birthday.
I'm not saying it was a bad thing. I'm just saying you were plastered.
Anyway, it was October 29th. So right near Halloween.
29th is your birthday.
Yeah.
That's almost a month after
22 days. So yes, almost a month, but still in the same month. So I still say you're a year older than me because it's just easier.
Yeah. I mean, it's close enough.
Close enough.
Yeah. You said close, and I thought like 10th. 12th.
When I said close, I'm like, he's not going to get
Within
it.
the same month.
I should have said that.
That's what you mean.
I should have said that. But I didn't, and here we are.
Anyway. Why did we start talking about birthdays?
French music? We're on the
French
topic
music?
of French music.
Are we done with the wine? Are we done with... Do you want to talk any more about California?
Well, I mean, it was beautiful. There's nothing like it.
I mean, yeah. The pictures you posted were pretty great.
Yeah, I posted a lot of pictures.
Ain't nothing like the West Coast, man.
Basically...
Visiting the West Coast.
Visiting.
Don't
Keyword
ever move
there. Yeah, all I wanted to talk about with that is 70 bottles of wine. I got wasted the first day. Wasted.
Sound like Rick.
Like from Morty and Rick. I just did that to piss him off.
It worked.
Yeah, that was all I want. Oh, I saw the Golden Gate Bridge again in Alcatraz.
Again?
Yeah, I've been to California before. I've been to 27 states.
Name them all.
All right, here we go. You asked for it.
I'm joking. We don't have that much time. The Golden Gate Bridge is pretty sweet. I've seen it once in my life. And then I also did see Alcatraz from it.
Yes.
Which was really cool. It was a really cool moment for me because growing up, I used to play a lot of Call of Duty Zombies.
Okay.
And there was a map in there that was Alcatraz.
Oh,
so
okay.
you play in the prison.
Ooh.
And like one of the parts of the map, you like escape the prison and fly to the Golden Gate Bridge. So I was driving across the Golden Gate Bridge and I was like, this shit's
waiting
real.
for the
This shit's real. What the fuck?
Apparently 3 people have escaped by like just jumping in the water and swimming.
They keep sharks in there.
They do, but 3 of them survived. Some of them did not.
I wouldn't do it. I would rather stay in Alcatraz for the rest of my life if I had to.
It's about half a mile away from the shore. Maybe a mile.
Not worth it. Not in shark-infested water, man.
If you really want to be free.
And shit? No.
Well, this was like years ago. This was like early.
Oh, so these people might have been the reason they put the sharks in.
I don't know that much about it, but I just know that 3 people have escaped and that they're still alive and people are still looking for them.
Oh, cool.
I think.
I hope they never get found.
At this point, probably not. They've
aged. I hope they never.
They've aged.
They never do any more crime and they never get found.
Okay.
Because I feel like if you can escape, you deserve to be out. You know.
I think
Because like
as long as you're not
what
like
are they gonna
psychotic.
do? Put you back in there? You're gonna escape again. You're
Maybe
smart.
not.
Well, do you think it was like a little like tunnel behind the poster kind of shit?
You know what? I don't know the specifics.
I didn't.
So I don't know.
You don't need to know the specifics.
I know, but I don't know.
Just yes.
Je ne sais pas.
You're shutting down all my improv.
You're
not letting me reach my full potential.
I take things literally. Sometimes.
Yeah, I mean I do too.
No, you don't.
I mean things literally. Much more literally than I intend to sometimes.
Sometimes you'll say something that's blatantly not true, but I'll believe it because I'm gullible sometimes. And then like a minute later, you'll be like, yeah, that wasn't true. And I'm like, oh, really?
I'm practicing. I'm trying to.
Fred does that more than anybody.
I'm trying to work on my lying skills.
He fucks with me all like whenever. Well, he's not here right now. He's certain time.
Certain time in Alcatraz. In the slammer.
In the slammer, but when like he just always gets me. I'm just too trusting. That's the conclusion I came to. I'm just too trusting.
Yeah, I mean, there's just like certain things that people can say in a certain way that you're just like, that seems believable.
Well, usually, like, I believe, like, I trust you, I trust Fred, I trust, my friends, because usually trust and friendship go together. So I just kind of put that first. And then I realized, hey, they like to fuck with me. Maybe I should look into this a little bit more.
Dude, but it's awesome fucking with people.
It is.
It's so much fun.
It is a lot of fun. I try, but I can't do it.
It's so fun to just like catch people off guard and then I'm just joking. And they're like, oh, thank God.
I can catch you off guard if I'm like standing next to you and you can't see me right away. And then you look down and you freak out.
Well, yeah, because I don't expect somebody to be standing like next to me.
Well, sometimes I'm there just by happenstance.
I'm basically like a human periscope. I'm up here.
Yeah, you're not looking at my level.
And then sometimes the periscope goes down and I'm like, what the fuck? What is that?
Yeah.
But
you did build a hole though at the beach.
Build it?
I mean, dig it.
Dug it.
Yeah.
I was actually talking to Megan today. I was like, I'm gonna dig such a big hole at the beach this year. I was like, I'm already planning my designs.
Are you?
Yeah.
Are you going to the beach this year?
Yeah, I'm going with her family at the end of July.
This year?
Yeah.
Oh, right. There's still summer left.
Yeah, a good bit of it.
Half of it, I'd say.
Yeah, we're about halfway through.
Yeah. Oh, wow.
But,
well, that'll be cool. Yeah, dig a big hole. Don't kill crab.
Crab died on its own, man. Natural selection.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Your shovel had nothing to do with it?
If anybody's listened to Sorry to Inconvenience, you go back and listen to the episode where I phased off the face of a fucking crab.
You faced off the crab.
Yeah.
As in the face of the crab was
off. I could see in its face. Yeah. And then I think Jamie killed it.
No, it died on its own.
No.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah.
Somebody gave it to one of you guys, and you guys chucked it across the beach.
Okay, but crabs have...
It was gonna die.
No, Jamie chucked it.
It was gonna die.
I was there and I ran over to
I
it.
didn't kill it.
You shot. We all had a part to play.
Mm-hmm. It was a group effort murder. I took the initial blow, and then everybody else picked them apart.
Speaking of murder, of small things, I know you wanted me to tell.
Yes. I almost forgot.
This is the reason why Carter wanted me on this podcast. Pretty much the only reason.
The sole reason.
Sole reason.
But you got to tell all of it.
All right. The year was 2013. 2013 was a shit year for like a lot of reasons. For me, my family, everybody died. Not everybody, but a lot of people died.
Yeah. Bad year.
It was a bad year. Bad year. Bad years happen. And so I don't exactly remember the month. I'm not that detailed. But I had this lovely, really cute hamster named Fuzzy. Fuzzi. I spelled it with an I because I was quirky. At 13, I was quirky. Quirky. And I liked to play with Fuzzy because she was really cute and she liked to run around. And I also had a dog at the same time as Fuzzy. But it's not what you think. It's not.
I know.
I know you know.
I just love this story so much.
My cousin does it at parties for fun, apparently.
A party trick?
A party story. She tells other people my hamster story.
Oh, okay. I'll start doing that too.
It is quite memorable.
It's a party trick too.
So one day I was sitting on my carpet in my living room, just playing Fuzzy, letting her run around. She likes to run around. She's a hamster. And my dog he was R.I.P. He was a big dopey mess, basically. He wasn't very smart, but he was the most loving thing ever. So he comes over to investigate because he has met Fuzzy before. He has sniffed her, been around when she was out of her cage. You know, he was very nice to small animals, even though he was part pit bull. So, yeah.
I mean, that doesn't mean anything.
It doesn't, but to some people it does.
Dogs.
Some people it does.
All those people suck.
I know, I have beef, but yeah. So
those people don't know how to train their pit bulls.
No, yeah. Pit bulls are literally big babies.
If you treat them right.
And we did.
But if you abuse them, they'll fucking hate you.
Any person, animal, fish you abuse will turn on you.
Fish?
I don't know. Fish have brains, right?
Have you abused a fish before?
I did overfeed one and it died.
That's abuse.
It was a betta fish. It lived for 4 years, though.
Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was young. It was not my fault.
Not typical beta male behavior, but anyway, Fuzzy.
Fuzzy, yes.
You playing with your dog and Fuzzy?
Yeah, and so Kai was, my dog, was kind of walking around trying to sniff her. I'm like pushing him a little bit so he knows to back off. And while I was doing this, Fuzzy had crawled under my leg.
Oh, no.
The back of my leg. I was like on my knees kind of like trying to push my, 50-pound dog away.
Yeah.
And I go to sit down.
Which is probably a fair fight for you at the point.
Oh, he's so much stronger than me.
Oh, was he?
Oh, yeah. He was
like a wrestling match.
He was muscular, like, to his, like, teeth. Like, he was the very muscular dog, very agile, ran around. So, yeah, I had to put in some force. And so when he backed off finally, I'm like, okay. So I sit down. I heard a crunch. Once I heard that crunch, I jumped up very high, actually, and I jumped to the other side of the carpet. It was a very weird, like, surreal moment. And I saw my poor hamster lying on the ground on her side.
Oh, no. Oh, my God.
Carter just saluted. I appreciate it.
Rest in peace, Fuzzy.
So I was freaking out. My brother heard, and my brother tried to do hamster CPR.
No.
He did. He like pushed on her thing to try to get her to breathe. She was gone.
Mouth to mouth? Did you try mouth to mouth?
I think he might have. Actually, I think he might have. It was too late. It was too late. So
no
yes.
wonder it was a surreal moment. You just took a life.
Yeah. So I was a murderer, and I cried.
It's like, what is it like when it's an accident, like manslaughter? That sounds way worse than murder.
It does. I hate that because it literally, I'm like, manslaughter. That's like
involuntary manslaughter.
Yeah, it was so much an accident, and I tell my mom wherever, and she was having a really hard day. She had stuff going on, so she was crying with me. She cried harder than I did. I'm sorry, Mom. But yeah, she cried so hard, and I was like not having it, and it was just a terrible day in the Borzilleri household.
Oh no.
And so my mom thought that it would be good to, after we buried her, so we buried her on top of our hill in the back of my parents' house, and we called it Hamster Hill.
Hamster Hill.
It still remains that way. We have 2 hamsters buried there.
Yeah.
I didn't kill that one. I just to clear the air. And then we went to see the second Percy Jackson movie.
After burying your hamster? Oh my God. Because I know what'll make it better. Sea monsters.
We had to get out of the house, and it was weird. I could feel like the crunch.
Oh yeah, I bet.
For like hours after. It was traumatizing for
I'm surprised you're not
everyone.
Still like traumatized by it.
Well, our friend Jamie gave me a hamster keychain that I have on my keys now. So I always remember.
You remember it when you sit on your keys?
No. But I that would be funny if I did. That would be too much.
You sit on your keys and like, oh shit, what is that? Oh, it's my hamster keychain.
And I think it's great. It's terrible, but now everybody laughs at it, and I love making people laugh. It
was an accident.
It was an accident.
Happens,
It was 9 years ago.
Yeah.
It's a long time. And it happened.
Shit happens.
Shit happens. And then it's not, the story isn't done yet. I know where you're going.
It's not.
I
know it's not.
This is your favorite part.
It is.
Can you tell I've told this story like 18 times before this?
Yeah.
I've had it memorized. No.
Mm-hmm.
So a few years go by, and I have another hamster named Hammy.
So this is your third hamster?
No, second.
Your second hamster.
So Fuzzy, Hammy, which I named Cordell Walker from Walker, Texas Ranger. Have you heard the show?
Heard the show?
Yeah, have you heard of it?
Yeah.
Chuck Norris?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Never heard of her.
So this hamster liked to walk a lot. Like Fuzzy would sit down and chill. This one would just keep walking. So like Walker, Cordell,
You saw
Hammy.
what happened to Fuzzy.
Exactly.
He was like, I gotta keep moving.
So this was a bigger hamster, and this hamster was a guy, and you could see his balls.
Chooch. Yeah.
He didn't. Yeah. Which is besides the point. But then So I had another hamster, and then we actually let that hamster go because it got cancer, and there was nothing we could do about it.
You sent him out in the wild?
Yeah.
You sent a fucking pet hamster out in the wild because he had cancer?
Yeah.
Let him die in peace.
Exactly. We let him die in his natural element.
No, you let him get eaten by a fucking
We
animal.
don't know that. He could have just died peacefully.
Where's the
You're
body?
really ruining my childhood.
Show the body.
It's not there. Anyway.
Should have put him on Hamster Hill.
We did. That's where we let him go. We put him in a little hole. Nothing. Okay, no.
You put him in a hole?
No, it was like a little alcove. We put him at the top of Hamster Hill. There's a tree right there, and it has roots, so there's like dips and stuff. That's what I mean. But anyway, a few years later, I don't know how this came up, but it did, and I'm really glad it did. My mom, backstory, I've been talking about her a little bit. She went to school for archaeology. So she likes to dig up things.
Yeah.
She likes to go on what are they called? Excursions, digs, I think is a technical term.
Mm-hmm.
And she's curious about a lot of things, which is great to have in a mother. Until she decides to dig up your dead hamster. It was years since this happened. Or maybe even not that. It was years since I heard it. Since I actually heard the story.
So she'd done it and not told you.
Oh, yeah. So she dug my hamster up. Apparently it was, bones, which, makes sense because hamsters have bones. And then I'm not sure, but I think a fox redug up the hamster after my mom reburied it.
Probably.
Yeah.
He's gone now.
Yeah. So, there's no hamsters on Hamster Hill, but
Hamster Hill's a ghost town.
It is.
Now, the reason I love that story so much is because I knew about. Well, it might have been when you told me. It might have been when you told me you sat on your hamster and it died. That in itself, like, if you had told me that, like, that happened today, I'd be like, oh my God, I'm so sorry.
Well, yeah.
But knowing that it happened in the past, that's like one of the funniest things I've ever heard. Like, just thinking about that is just so funny to me, and I apologize if that offends you.
Because you know who I am, and you know I would never do that.
Right, exactly. You're not going to intentionally kill a hamster,
No.
right? Like, and it's just like such a traumatic thing to go through, but like,
it was.
My God, like, it actually happened. Like, but after you got done telling me the story of how you sat on your hamster and it died, you were like, yeah, and then a couple years later, my mom dug it up to look at its bones because she was curious. That's exactly what you told me. And I went, what? Your mom did what?
Yeah.
Your mom's like a psychopath? What the fuck?
You'd think.
And then you told me she was an archaeologist. And I was like, oh, okay. That makes sense. You had me believing your mom was like a psychopath for like a hot 2 minutes.
Well,
yeah. But then you said archaeologist, and I was like, oh, okay.
It gives intrigue.
It clears the air.
Yeah. I just don't think of that.
Right.
I'm like, oh, yeah, I know.
You just already know.
I already know that what my mom likes to do in her free time. Nap and dig up dead hamsters.
Yeah. Check out their bones.
Check out their bones.
How many of the bones were intact?
Oh, I don't know. I didn't ask very much questions.
Were there any broken?
I didn't ask very many questions.
Couple cracked ribs?
Don't. It'll.
I'm sorry.
No, it's fine. I don't know much beyond that.
I was actually genuinely curious when you said she dug it up because I was like, well, if you heard a crunch, like.
Oh, I'm sure there were bones broken. She did bleed a little bit from her mouth. Yeah.
Oh my God.
I think that may have been when my brother, Mark, tried to give her CPR.
Poor thing.
Oh, she died terribly.
Not instantly?
No, because once I jumped up and saw her, she was still kind of moving her arms.
Oh, dude, you got to just get a shoe and just...
Mark wanted to.
It's the humane thing to do.
But she had died within 20 minutes, I want to say.
What?
Ish. I don't know. The time was weird during
That's
that time.
a strong ass hamster.
Oh yeah.
20 minutes of internal bleeding.
She was like 3 inches long.
Barely smaller than you, I bet.
Yeah. People thought we were sisters.
That's your twin? Oh my god, that's hilarious.
No, everybody thinks my brother and I are twins, but
I could see it.
But he's taller than me, just like everybody. And
Not everybody. I know a few people that are shorter than you.
You do.
Yeah.
We all do.
But
can we talk about their quotes though?
Oh,
can we read our
God.
quotes?
Yeah. Let's each read 2 quotes from each other, 2 of our favorite quotes to end out the show.
Yeah, because there are so many good ones.
We also can't end it out on hamster homicide.
No.
Although I kind of want to put that in the in the description now.
You should.
Oh my god, some of these quotes are insane.
I know. Can we do 3? Can we please do 3?
We can do 3.
Okay.
We got to hit them off fucking rapid fire though.
All right.
Oh my god, yeah, all yours are down here at the down here at the bottom. Oh my god. Okay, you want me to go first?
Go ahead.
All right, so this is April 24th, 2021.
Okay.
I just bounced my weird off you, and you guys just take it. That's a good one.
That is a good one. Okay, I got one from you. I don't put dates to mine.
Mm-hmm.
I'm more
Lack
simple.
Commitment.
No, I'm just more simple with it. Carter had said, "I've got a fleet of mullets behind me, bitch."
Oh my god. That sounds scary.
I've got a fleet of mullets behind me, bitch.
I said that to you?
You said that. A lot of these you've just said to people that I've been in like around.
Okay.
So I've heard them from my own ears.
Gotcha.
You may not have been talking to me directly, but I still hear them and I go to my phone and I write them down.
Okay.
Yeah.
I got you. All right. Next one. Next one is June 3rd, 2021. This poor bear has been fucked a lot.
Wait, this poor bear has what?
Been fucked a lot. I don't know when you said that or what the context is, but I know for a fact you said it because I wrote. Yeah. This poor bear has been fucked a lot. Yeah. That came out of your mouth.
Was I hopefully I was
Maybe.
drunk. I wish I was drunk.
Maybe. Oh man.
You also said what else is there except for damaged uteruses?
What?
I don't know. What else is there except for damaged uteruses?
Oh my gosh.
I don't even know if uteruses is a word. Is it uteri?
Uterusi?
Uterusi?
Uterusi? Dude, that's a good one, I guess.
It's a good one.
April 17th, 2021. I can't help it, my Italian juices are flowing. No clue what that means. I think you were drunk or like had to pee or
Probably.
something.
My Italian juices. Usually, I don't
What
want
is
to.
that, like wine?
Probably. I don't like to try to decipher what I've said because then it takes away from the fun.
Gotcha.
My third and final quote. There's so many more. There's some of Fred and Claudia and Jay, everybody.
Yeah.
I don't know why you said this, but you did. You might be pregnant. Well, couldn't have been a beaver.
What?
I don't know.
I mean,
but it's
accurate. Probably couldn't have been a beaver.
Yeah.
Shit.
Yeah. So we've said
they're
some
busy
things.
building dams and stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, I feel like that's a good way to end the episode.
I think so too.
So
buy my book.
Buy Sophia's book.
Shameless plugging.
Sophia Borzilleri, June 15th, 2021. Sounds like a cow masturbating. Anyway, that's all for today's episode, folks. I'm glad you stuck by and listened. That was a little bonus quote for you. Go follow the podcast on all the social medias. Window to the Soul podcast on Twitter. I'm sorry, Window to the Soul on Twitter. Window to the Soul podcast on Instagram. And I think that's all I have. Go follow us on Spotify, YouTube, Apple Podcasts pretty soon. You have anything you want to plug?
Besides my one achievement, which is my book.
Your book and your yacht.
And well, my yacht. You'll see my yacht.
What's your yacht's name?
Annabelle.
Fuzzy.
Fuzzy.
And that's all the time we have for today, folks. Tune in next week. We'll have a new special guest or maybe not.